day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Monday, 29 September 2025. I am Kudzai Maponde, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Youths rally behind President Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Opposition makes clarion call for citizens to resist the 2030 agenda. Mnangagwa ignores teachers' grievances and splashes money on teachers for ED instead. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. Opposition youth leader Councillor Rosemary Moyo has said youth across the breadth of Zimbabwe are solidly behind President Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Moyo said ZANU-PF in all its forms and factions is responsible for impoverishing the masses through corruption and mismanagement. He uploaded President Advocate Nelson Chamisa for a clear vision espoused in his 2023 election manifesto, which he said, if implemented, will resolve the country's multifaceted crisis. Let's hear Moyo speaking.
Thank you very much, my brother. Yes, it's true. We shall not wallow in the valley of despair, neither shall we be intimidated by the terrors of today and by the strategies which are being employed by these ruling elites who have thwarted the democratic voices, who have destroyed this nation, who have looted the future of young people. We cannot lose our focus. We cannot lose hope because of their sideshows. Our focus is not only mainly targeting or learning from the mistakes they are doing, but we are building a credible united force for all young people, where young people can engage and converge around cross-cutting issues, which is unemployment, which is expensive education, which is poor health facilities, which is expensive lifestyle in our country. This is what we are fighting for as young people, and we know that that solution, it will never come from the ZANU-PF elites, those who are pushing the neoliberal agenda, looting national resources. That's why we rally behind the progressive force, President Nelson Chamisa, because we understand through his manifesto that he was very clear that he has a solution for young people. He has a solution to bring about employment. He has a solution to bring about free, affordable, decolonized education in Zimbabwe. He has a solution to ensure that our young girls in college, they are afforded at least a lifestyle that is conducive enough for them to partake their studies. He has a solution for every citizen, regardless of partisan affiliation. So this is why we are genuinely rallying behind him as the alternative crowd forces and creating the base and the platform where all young people, regardless of where they come from, they will converge and demand justice and freedom in our lifetime. Thank you so much.
A senior opposition official, Senator Jameson Timber, has made a clarion call to citizens of all backgrounds to defend the constitution from Emmerson Mnangagwa. Posting on his social media platforms this morning, Senator Timber called for MPs, workers, students, vendors, the church and the civil society to speak with one voice against Mnangagwa's plans to violate the constitution by removing the two-term limit. He said that the people voted in favor of the constitution in the 2013 referendum, hence their will must not be subverted by any individuals seeking life president for selfish interest. Let's hear a message to MPs and the citizens.
Every MP swore to uphold the Constitution. Extending terms would break that oath. Zimbabweans must remind them where their loyalty lies, with the people. The 2013 referendum was Zimbabweans speaking with one voice. To amend it for one man is to silence the nation. We must not allow that betrayal.
ZANU-PF detector Emmerson Mnangagwa, who has been ignoring calls of salary increase for teachers, on Saturday splashed $500,000 to teachers for ED. A ZANU-PF affiliate organization, veteran trade unionist Obed Masaraure, said the so-called Presidential Empowerment Fund is not going to benefit ordinary teachers as it is partisan. Let's hear Masaraure speaking.
what we are witnessing from Emmerson Mnangagwa is a Nazi style of governance, where the leadership is seized with deploying spies in every section of our society. The teachers of Zimbabwe are asking for a fair wage, a living wage, and they've been consistently saying to Emmerson Mnangagwa, when you came to power, we were aiming $540, and it was under your leadership that our salaries were slashed, yet the cost of living is continuing to rise. We need a solution to that. Instead of addressing that fundamental issue, Emmerson Mnangagwa goes on to create a Nazi-like group among teachers called Teachers for ED, whose mandate is to spy on the ordinary teacher. That group is a group of ghost workers who do not even teach in the classroom, but are there to destabilize the teaching fraternity. But he goes on to donate 12 vehicles to that particular group. He gives them $500,000 in empowerment funds, but neglecting the teachers who are delivering a service in the classroom in line with Section 75 of the Constitution of the Republic. So the teachers who are doing the job that Emmerson swore to deliver to the people of Zimbabwe are neglected, but he is funding his spy machinery. So at the end of the day, we are saying to Emmerson, if you are not a neutral donor, you control the social surplus value that we create as the working people. And we are saying such value should be deployed for the betterment of the nation, not for your own selfish interests. So we want all this money to be moved into the national building society. It should benefit all teachers. It should be a loan facility, and all teachers should also be able to benefit it. Teachers are saddled with debt, and this can help to relieve the debt burden. We need the Emmerson to inject more money into that particular fund for the benefit of all teachers, not only his unscrupulous grouping of Teachers for ED.
In a clear abuse of power, ZANU-PF is forcing all miners in Manicaland to contribute US 3,000 towards the party's annual conference to be held in Mutare next month. Shockingly, the letter of demand from Manicaland Minister of State has a government stamp, despite the conference being a partisan program. Former Mount Pleasant MP Fatsai Mahere questioned why a government stamp is being used on a partisan program. Citizens in Mount Darwin have begun taking the law into their own hands by actively resisting the seizure of their land by Chinese companies who are using government connections to illegally acquire mining rights on ancestral lands. Viral videos shared over the weekend show residents protesting and dismantling a fence erected by the Chinese. The protest took place in full view of soldiers who appeared unable to stop the determined crowd. One protester told Citizens Movement Radio that he would continue fighting to protect their ancestral land from further Chinese encroachment. Let's hear him speaking.
Right, mamuka zvakadii, mamuka sei. Chekutanga totenda zvedu nebasa ramunoita rekutora nhau muchiisa munyika yose muchiratidzawo nezviri kuitika munyika yose nevanenge vasiri kuziva zviri kuitika kune dzimwe nzvimbo. Nyaya yamasenda yekuMount Darwin iyo zvishuwa zviri kuitika ndokwatinoshandira kunonzi kuna Mukaradzi River. Nyaya iya nemazuva ichinetsa nendau yemuganhu kubva kwaSobye nevekwaMatangira pane pavanobatanidzwa. So vekwaSobye vakaita handova claim yavo kune maChina. So maChina ari kuita zvaanoda, ari kumaina, ari kutakura chuma, zvakana benefit yatiri kuwana kunoku. So vakutora masoja kuti vauye kuzoisa mafenzi nekugaidha nzvimbo dzavari kuluta chuma chacho. Saka izvozvo vanhu ndozvavari kuramba, vanhu ndozvavari kuvuka nazvo kuti zvigone kuitika. As long tise tichivhotera nyika imwe chete, tichirarama munyika imwe chete. Nekuti mabatiro acho avanotiitawo anenge akashata. maChina havasi kutibatawo zvakanaka zvekuti vaigona kutibatawo zvakanaka vachitigadzirawo marodzi, zvikoro, vanhu vedu vachidzidzawo zvakasunungukawo, vachiwanawo mabhenefitsi mune zvinhu zvedu zvavari kutora. Taigona kutiwo aiwa tinoshanda navo zvakanaka. Zvino masoja vaakutotungamirira nhau idzodzo vachitumwa nezvigananga zviri kuuya kuzoba chuma kunoku. saka isusu sevanhu vekuno kumandare tiri kuramba tikuti aiwa zvakakwana, enough is enough. Hatisi kuzoteera nonsense dzinenge idzodzo kusvikataridzirana pfuti. Vachava nepfuti dzavo vachatidzingidza, asi isu tichaita zvatinogonawo sekuita zvatinogona pavakanga vakudasa fenzi. Ishuwa fenzi takaparadza, fenzi takabvisa. Saka tikuti isusu kunoku hatisi kuzombovasekerera vachiita izvozvozvo, vachiita zvavanoda. Kunoku havasi kuzotonga zvavanoda kunoku. Because isusu tine mabhenefits edu atinowana kubva patinovavhotera senyika kuti aiwa ngavatonge sevanhu veZANU-PF. Pedzezvo voda kutonga neudzvanyiriri. Izvozvo hatisi kuzovasekerera vachiita zvavanoda. Ipapo ndarama idzokorerawo kuti hatisi kuzovasekerera. Saka ndinoti nemashoko ewaya, aiwa ndatenda zvikuru, basa ngarirove, basa ngariitwe. Kunoku tinoshanda zvakanaka, tinoshanda tiri pamwe, tisina anotsikirira mumwe, asi matongero achavada kutiita manje akashata. Kumbirawo mukwaita nhamba dzangu.
The Bulawayo Progressive Residents Association BUPRA held a national resident summit last Thursday and Friday under the theme Rethink Wash Sector Financing in the Context of Devolution. The summit brought together residents, local authorities and partners to seek solutions to the ongoing water shortages that are forcing citizens to rely on unsafe sources. Speaking at the event, Mayor David Cotter said the council is doing its best to provide clean water, despite the government's failure to release funds. Let's hear part of his speech.
As a city, we need to understand that we are on our own, that if we do not organize ourselves efficiently, we cannot expect to receive much from central government. In fact, the reality of the last 2 years is that we have received a pittance from central government for our water sector, our wash sector. Although there have been promises, those promises in the main have not been fulfilled. So I want to leave you with 3 examples of what we're trying to do. The first is that we are desperate to expand our sources of raw water. The government has told us, and it is correct, that they are building Guashangani Dam, and we applaud government. There's no guile in what I'm saying now. We genuinely applaud government for building Guashangani. But in all our discussions with the professionals, with the water engineers, they all, without exception, tell us that there are major challenges associated with Guashangani. The major challenge is the pipeline. They tell us that the building of the dam is the easy part. The difficult part from an engineering perspective is the construction of a 252-kilometer pipeline up ahead of 500 meters. It is a major engineering challenge. It is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to do that. And we have looked right across the country, for example, at Tokwe Mokosi. Tokwe Mokosi was completed a long time ago. But if you look at the irrigation schemes that were meant to be developed below Tokwe Mokosi, they have not been developed as they should have. And that is taking water using gravity. In other words, taking Tokwe Mokosi water and using gravity to feed it down to irrigation schemes. How much more difficult is it going to be to pump water 252 kilometers up ahead of 500 meters, particularly in the context of electricity load shedding? So we applaud government, but we have to be sensible and realize that this is not going to be a short-term solution to our water woes. And because of that, we've dredged up the thinking of previous city fathers, people like George Mlilo, the engineer who was in the city with an esteemed record in our city. And I've personally spoken to George Mlilo, and he said in the early 1990s, when the city was given the choice between Mchabez and Glass Block Bopoma Dam, he, as an engineer, wanted Glass Block Bopoma. I encourage our residents' associations to speak to George Mlilo to confirm what he has told me. So we dredged these up. We dusted off feasibility plans that were done in 1988. We spoke to government. Government advised us very early that they do not have sufficient funding for Glass Block Bopoma. So we decided that we would need to invoke the principle of devolution and looking after our own affairs. And that's why we went to Morocco in December last year, assisted by the African Development Bank, to get the funding necessary from the international community to fund the construction of Glassblock Bopoma Dam, on the understanding that central government can't assist us. And we are making progress. And my little appeal to the Residents Association is please get behind Glassblock Bopoma. It is a critically important project, but it is a very good example of how local authorities, if you're going to follow the principles that you're talking about, rethinking WASH sector financing in the context of devolution, rethink it in terms of, can you get international finance for WASH programs? The second is in relation to our sewage works. I'm sure like many cities countrywide, our sewage works are in a dreadful state. Those of you who live particularly in our high-density suburbs know that we have sewage breaks. We are pumping just down the road here raw sewage as I speak into the Umguza River. If you go to the Upper Umguza Dam, it's a nightmare. And the reason for that is because, as I say, our sewage works are running way below capacity. We have little funding ourselves, so what we have done as a city is a public-private partnership arrangement with a local company, a property developer, which is developing properties on the airport road. They needed a sewage works, and so we've entered into an agreement that they don't have to build a new sewage works, but they will help us rehabilitate ASLB 2 and 3 sewage works in the city. And we are now working on that. We have a contract with that local company. And the third is an area, and my colleagues in the residents' associations know that this has attracted some controversy in the city, and that is the establishment of a water authority. And many residents' associations have understandably expressed concern about the water authority, given the prevalence of corruption in our nation, given the fact that state assets are often taken and used for the benefit of a few people. A deep-rooted concern was expressed by residents' associations here about the establishment of that authority, the concern being that we take our city water assets and we hand it to the hands of a few people who then exploit those for their own benefit. So I get that. I understand that concern. But as I look at this, I believe that it's critically important that we do it. And what we need to do, and what we need to understand, is that water revenues coming into the city have been dissipated. People pay their water accounts, but instead of that money being used to rehabilitate our water delivery system, to build new dams, to get new pumps, it is dissipated. It is spread into all sorts of other expenditure. And what we need to do is establish a water authority which ring fences those water revenues.
The center no longer holds in ZANU-PF as factional battles between Emmerson Mnangagwa and his deputy Constantino Chiwenga are now playing out in the open. This morning, former Norton MP Themba Mliswa, who is fighting in Mnangagwa's corner, said Chiwenga's attacks on Mnangagwa stem from anger over one of the Zwiganandas, Wycliffe Chivayo, who allegedly owes him money from unfulfilled promises dating back to Chiwenga's wedding in 2023. Mnangagwa's roping in of Mliswa seems to be an equalization move against Blessed Bombshell Geza, a supporter of Chiwenga who is openly calling for Mnangagwa's resignation over corruption. Harare Youth Quarter Member of Parliament Honorable Takudzwa Ngadziore has been enrolled at the famous University of Oxford in England. Ngadziore, who shared the news on his social media platforms, has already commenced his studies towards a master's in public policy. 2 years ago, he was abducted by known state agents who were captured on Facebook Live, but the police are reluctant to pursue investigations on the case. The latest move by Ngadziore is a show character after going through persecution by the state. Citizens Movement Radio spoke to citizens to hear their views on Senator Themba calling for everyone to come together to defend the Constitution in order to stop Mr. Mnangagwa's 2030 agenda.
Hello Zimbabwe, hello citizens, Tunisha here. Well, I agree with Senator Themba on his sentiments concerning the issue of Mnangagwa and his cohorts wanting to mutilate the constitution in order to fit or to suit their greed. This is quite senseless, and it doesn't make any sense that an over 80-year-old man would want to continue clinging on to power. We are just going back to the days of the Mugabe era. So I think it's only sensible for the Zimbabweans to gather together and fight against this mutilation of the constitution. And even if people have to act and demonstrate and do something, something must be done. Something must be done. Many voices must call to order the government of President Mnangagwa, because we cannot continue having such a thing. What development are we having in Zimbabwe that we may need him to continue? There is a lot of looting that is happening. There's a lot of corruption that is happening in Zimbabwe. We know that the kingpins of corruption, they are walking scot-free. No one is arresting them. They're doing whatever they want. Zach is a toothless dog. He's not helping the situation. Yet all these things, they are happening under the watch of President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So we cannot afford to have him continue in power. He has had his time, and 2028, it will be his last term. He will finish his term in office. He must do a notable thing of leaving power and then allowing somebody else to come in power, somebody else to be voted in constitutionally. And the constitution that we have, it was agreed upon by the people of Zimbabwe, for the people of Zimbabwe in 2018, so that must be respected. That is my submission. Thank you.
I am Langton Mwanaka, an ex-political prisoner and a political activist. I am strongly supporting our leader, Senator Jameson Timber's calling for everyone to come together to defend the Constitution of Zimbabwe in order to stop Dambuzo's 2030 agenda. As responsible citizens of Zimbabwe, we have been and we are still suffering in the hands of cruel, merciless, dictatorial, and bloodthirsty regime of Mnangagwa. I hereby urge all Zimbabweans to prepare for massive protests, calling for the protection of constitutional rights. Dambudzo Mnangagwa's elections rigging government has overstepped its authority, violating fundamental rights and freedoms. 2030, zviroto zvebenzi izvo. We will never allow you, Mnangagwa, to treat the Constitution of Zimbabwe like what you do to your grandchildren's toys. We will not stand idly by while our constitution is being trampled upon. We demand justice and accountability. Mnangagwa's failed government must be forced to respect the rule of law and protect our rights. Mnangagwa, your 2030 madness dream will not silence us, but we are applying for calamity.
Tiri kuda kutora mashoko ari kutaurwa naSenator Timber, mashoko ataurwa ane udzamu, mashoko ataurwa naTimber, mashoko ane udzamu kuvana veZimbabwe, kuvana vane chido nenyika yavo, kuvana vanoda kuchengetedza bumbiro ravo remutemo ravakanyora ivo. Saka tiri kuti kuvana veZimbabwe ngatinzwei mashoko ataurwa navaTimber navaSenator Timber. Vataura mashoko ane udzamu, vashaura mashoko kuti mwana wese weZimbabwe ngatirwire nyika yako, ngatirwirei nyika yedu, ngatirwirei constitution yedu. Dzimwe nyika dziri kurwira constitution yavo, asi maZimbabwe tiri pakungopozana, kutukana, kudini, pati chikuru ngatirwirei constitution yedu. Constitution yenyika haifanirwi kumbunyikidzwa nemapato ematongerwo enyika, kana kuti nezvido zvezvigananda, kana kuti nezvido zvevanhu vari kuuraya upfumi hwenyika yeZimbabwe. Toda kukupa example, iko zvine nhasi mazvionera mega kuti vaMnangagwa vari kuedza nopavanokwanisa pese kutenga masoja, kutenga magenerals, kutenga mabrigadiers, kuwapa motikari for free, almost 107 cars dzinodhura kuwapa for free. But ukazvitarisa general mucivil servants ari kushanda, ari kuhora mari kupera kwemwedzi, vanodiko kutenga nepei dzavanowana kupera kwemwedzi, because kana uri civil servants uripo pakusevha nyika, and at the end of the month you are getting your salary. So when you are receiving your salary, you must buy your own car with your money, but not kuti muri kuwapa mari yedura yenyika. Mari inofanira kunge ichitenga matablets, mari inofanira kunge ichiwandudza maclinics edu, mari inofanira kunge ichidevelopa munyika yedu, naye mari inofanira kunge ichigadzisa malight streets malocations edu. Asi ndio mari yamuri kutora muchipa masoja, muchitengera mota masoja. Iko zvinhu zvimurwa masoja. Takaona zvino uno muchiti pastors for ED muri kuvapa mari, muri kuvapa motikari. Mawindi for ED muri kuvapa mari, muri kuvapa motikari. Ma teachers for ED muri kuvapa mari, muri kuvapa motikari. Ko tingati development ya muri kuita here. Development yekuri kuita here muri kungopa vanhu mazvinhu mahara neurombo huri munyika medu, neurombo huri munyika kana wapfunya chisero munyika yeZimbabwe. Vamunangagwa dai muchinzwirawo tsitsi vana veZimbabwe. Vana venyu vari kuenda kudzimwe nyika, vana venyu vari kubuda zuva nezuva. Tiri kuda mvura yekumwa, tiri kudawo upenyu hwakanaka vana veZimbabwe. Hatisi kuda kupuwa zvinhu. Vanhu vamuri kupa zvinhu hamuri kupa vanhu vangani. Ko ivo vanhu vachona havana mari dzavo dzokutenga here mota dzavo. Inyika ipi iri muno muSouthern Africa iri kudhisha motikari kumagenerals? Inyika ipi iri muno muSouthern Africa iri kudhisha motors kumateachers? I have never seen, even here in South Africa, they never said we are going to dish cars to the teachers. But muZimbabwe nyika ine poverty, nyika ine urombo, isina hospitals, isina clinics, ane mushonga, ndiyo iri kupuwa mageneral motor for free. As this is a shame. This is a shame for our government. It's a shame for our government. Vana veZimbabwe ngatimirei tirwire nyika yedu. Thank you very much.
Let's take a look at our sports news. Dynamos edged Cape United 1-0 in the Harare Derby at Rufaro Stadium yesterday to enhance their chances of survival in the Casolaga Premier Soccer League. The other results are as follows: Scotland FC 1, Manica Diamonds 0, Kwekwe United 0, Moss FC 1, Green Fuel 2, Chicken Inn FC 1, Highlanders 1, ZPC Karipa 1, Bikita Minerals 1, FC Platinum 1, Yata FC 1, Tail 1, 2, Ngezi Platinum 0, Rentals 0. Meanwhile, Simba Bora crashed out of the CAF Champions League after losing 4-2 in penalty shootouts against Eswatini champions Nsingizini Hotspurs yesterday. Arsenal scored 2 late goals to stun Newcastle 2-1 yesterday and took them to just 2 points behind Liverpool in the English Premier League. Other results are as follows: Chelsea 1, Brighton FC 3, Bradford 3, Manchester United 1, Leeds United 2, Bournemouth 2, Manchester City 5, Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Sunderland 1, Tottenham 1, Wolves 1, Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1. To conclude our Citizens Movement radio news, here are the headlines once more. Youths rally behind President Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Opposition makes clarion call for citizens to resist the 2030 agenda. Mnangagwa ignores teachers' grievances and splashes money on teachers for ED instead.